Have you ever had those aha moments, especially as a person that may live with autism or ADHD traits? Those moments that set you back to say, wow, if I just stop, which is not easy, except for when I've gone too far and I can't get going. But often with ADHD and autism, it can be extremes. It can appear to neurotypical people as full-on extremes, like they're either all go or they're nothing at all. So how do you support the person with that? How do you live with that? Or how do you have that friendship or that work relationship when you have a colleague who has neurodivergent traits and they're like full on and high energy, and then the next minute they're quiet and there's nothing, and it's like, what's going on? One of the tools that you can do is a thing called it's body doubling, or there's other names for it. Like, people have different things, different names for the same thing. But effectively, sometimes sitting with someone to help them get going, especially if they're struggling to get going with a task, is to just be there beside them. You're still doing your thing. You may interact a little bit, but just get to know that they might need you just there. That's it. Sitting with them. You can do your thing, but just being there can make a big difference. Or the other thing is, and depending on the task, sometimes you can make a little bit of a like, okay, what are 2 things you can achieve? I'm going to look at 2 things I achieve, and when we finish, let's go for coffee. Something like that, that there's this end point, that it's broken down. Now, when there's high energy and it's like go, 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 working with the person to attempt them to get to stop, that can be a challenge as well. I know at the moment, I'm hardly stopping. I should be resting more, but I'm working. I'm working on content. I'm working on courses that once they're up, I can almost set and forget. I'm about to launch a new product. All of this, while being a little unwell, I'm supposed to stop more, and I'm having trouble with that. So how do we do that? So one strategy that we have is that a family member sends me a message, because even though I agreed to this, I forget. And she sends me a message and she says, what are you appreciating today? I'm appreciating this, this, and this, because she knows if she just asks me that question, I will feel that's too one-sided, so I won't respond. But when she shares what she's, she starts with the point, what are you appreciating today? And then from there, I read what she's appreciating. So I respond to both parts. Now, I don't expect, it's not about me getting recognition of, oh, that's great that you appreciate that or whatever. It's more about that stopping to think about it, to answer it. And I hate unanswered messages. So for me, it's like, oh, I've got to answer that message. So as an autistic ADHD person or having those traits, how do you cope? And if you're a family member or friend, how do you work with that person when they appear, because remember, it's all about what's normal for different people, when they appear to be either full on and not stopping, and maybe that is the case, or when they just can't get going. There are both. How do you both work with it? As the person with the traits, the support person, the family member. Love to hear. We're going to do more on this over the coming months. Super excited to share this with you.